Welcome back to our final day for the first 12 days preparation for total consecration to Our Lady. It's going to be more exciting as we finish the first stage of preparation. God will surely bless us for our perseverance. In fact, it's already a blessing that we persevere to this day. Our reflection for today is a continuation from the same spiritual book, Imitation of Christ. We are given this advice to be very careful of doing something that will result to our shame. That's one thing for sure. And the other one is the immediate amendment if ever we fall in such situation. So these last 2 days preparation speak more of conversion and amendment, which is good for us because there is so much to be changed in our life if we want to be filled with the Spirit of Christ. I would not be tired of repeating this. Renounce the spirit of the world and understand this seriously. We have to work out our salvation seriously. It is so easy to see others' faults, shortcomings, but we don't realize that other people are also watching us, listening to us, that it may cause scandal. So acknowledging our faults and making amendments is so important. One of the reasons why there are so many disturbances in our soul is that we fail to acknowledge our own faults. Our Lord says, "How can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the speck in your eye,' and while there is still a beam in your own eye?" We should be as truly sons and daughters of the Father and should not act below our dignity like the vilest of God's creatures. Then people will see the contrast between those of the Spirit of Christ and those of the spirit of the world. It is so pleasant to see brothers fervent and devout, well-mannered and well-disciplined, and how sad and afflicting to see those who are not practicing the things they are called to do. How damaging it is to neglect the purpose of our vocation, whatever it may be, and be carried by the spirit of the world. I tell you this once again, renounce the spirit of the world. Be mindful of the purpose we have undertaken in life, and place yourself before Christ crucified. My friends, Our Lady loves us so much. What we need is to change our ways and be converted, making amendments, renouncing the spirit of pride and sensuality that throws us away from God and Our Lady. Our Lord wants us, as He Himself showed to us, submitting Himself to the hands of the Blessed Mother, renouncing the spirit of the world. We must do the same. I know it is hard to do this, and it's not always easy, especially at the beginning. And this is precisely why we need Our Lady and do this consecration. How I wish to unpack all these things at once. The format St. Louis de Montfort established in his book for this consecration. But this is the way we should do it. Holiness is not an instant process. Even God, in the work of salvation, there were several stages of preparation, beginning from the Old Testament. He gave several instructions to the chosen people, to the prophets, and even to the angels. This is because the goal is so sublime to be with God and to worship Him, to adore Him, and offering sacrifice. But it demands obedience and sacrifice, following the will of God and not their own. And so with us, we cannot appreciate the crown of glory without passing the different sacrifices in between. We end up today, these first 12 days. Indeed, it is glorious to win with Our Lady. Don't let the spirit of the world snatch the glorious crown prepared for you by God Himself for all eternity. I tell you now, rejoice even more as we enter the second stage of preparation. Don't give up. For our Lord is with us, and Our Lady is always with us, watching us as we move on to the next stage of preparation.